Somewhere right now, a predator is closing in. The prey? Totally unaware. That's because nature has armed some hunters with senses so sharp, it's almost unfair. Today, we'll reveal 6 terrifying abilities that make predators the silent assassins of the wild. Welcome to WildFact Lab, the place where we uncover the science behind animal superpowers. In the spirit of spooky season, we're diving into the predator senses that seem almost supernatural, but are completely real. Imagine being able to feel electricity in the water. That's exactly what sharks can do. Scattered across their snouts are tiny jelly-filled pores called the ampullae of Lorenzini. These act like built-in detectors, able to pick up the faintest electrical signals. How faint? Scientists have measured that some sharks can sense as little as 5 nanovolts per centimeter. That's so tiny it's hard to imagine. Like detecting the flicker of a battery running out across a football field. Why does this matter? Every living creature gives off small electrical fields when their heart beats or muscles twitch. For a shark, that means even if a fish buries itself under sand or hides perfectly still, it's still glowing with energy the shark can sense. Think of it like having a superpowered metal detector. But instead of finding coins, it finds beating hearts. One of the most dramatic hunters is the hammerhead shark. With its wide head, it sweeps side to side across the ocean floor. Suddenly, it locks in on the faint pulse of a stingray hidden beneath the sand. In one quick strike, the stingray's cover is blown. In the ocean, there is truly nowhere to hide from this 6th sense. When the sun goes down, most animals rely on sight, smell, or sound to survive. But snakes like pit vipers, boas, and pythons carry an invisible weapon, the ability to see heat. On each side of their heads are tiny openings called pit organs. Inside are ultra-sensitive nerve endings that respond to infrared radiation, basically the heat coming off warm-blooded animals. To a snake, the world isn't just dark or light. It's glowing with heat signatures. A mouse in the grass might think it's hidden in the shadows, but through the snake's thermal goggles, that mouse shines like a bright lamp in the night. Scientists often compare this sense to the thermal imaging cameras used by firefighters to spot people through smoke. This ability isn't just about finding food, it's about pinpoint precision. A rattlesnake, for example, can strike at the exact location of a rodent, even if the target is completely still and cloaked in darkness. To the snake, the outline of its prey is crystal clear, drawn in heat. The chilling part? Snakes don't need to wait for a mistake. Their prey is revealed the moment it breathes, the moment its body gives off warmth. In the dead of night, there is no such thing as hiding. Step into a cave at night and you'll hear high-pitched squeaks bouncing all around. To us, it sounds like random noise. But to a bat, those sounds are a radar system. This is echolocation, one of nature's most advanced hunting tools. Here's how it works. A bat sends out ultrasonic calls, so high-pitched that humans can't hear them. When these sounds hit an object, they bounce back as echoes. The bat's brain processes those echoes almost instantly, creating a detailed 3D map of its surroundings. It's like painting the world with sound. Some species can even detect the tiny movement of an insect's wings. Imagine flying at night, dodging tree branches, and snatching a mosquito smaller than a grain of rice, all in complete darkness. That's the everyday reality for bats. Scientists say their echolocation is so sharp, it rivals military sonar technology. The chilling part comes when a bat zeroes in on prey mid-flight. An unsuspecting moth flutters through the night, unaware it's been seen through sound. The bat locks on, adjusting its calls in rapid bursts, known as a feeding buzz. Then, in a blur, the insect is gone, caught in total darkness by a hunter armed with sound. To us, a spider's web looks delicate, just a fragile net glistening with dew. But to the spider, it's a high-tech vibration sensor, wired to pick up even the tiniest tremor. When an insect touches the silk, waves of energy ripple through the threads. The spider's legs are covered in sensitive hairs and receptors that act like tiny microphones, instantly telling it exactly where the disturbance happened. Scientists have discovered that spiders can tell the difference between a struggling fly, a gust of wind, or even another spider intruding on the web. It's as if the entire web is an alarm system, tuned so finely that no movement goes unnoticed. Imagine if every wall of your house could tell you the exact location of a visitor just by feeling their footsteps. That's the spider's reality. Once the signal is received, the response is immediate. The spider charges toward the source, guided not by sight, but by vibration. The unlucky prey is quickly wrapped in silk, paralyzed, and drained. The chilling truth? For insects, there's no chance to sneak away. The web is more than a trap. It's an extension of the spider's body, a deadly sense stretched out in every direction. High above the earth, falcons ride the wind with purpose. But what guides them across endless skies? Beyond their sharp eyesight, falcons and many other birds have a hidden gift: magnetoreception, the ability to sense Earth's magnetic field. This built-in compass comes from special proteins in their eyes and tiny iron particles in their beaks. Together, these act like natural sensors, letting the birds see or feel the invisible magnetic lines that wrap around our planet. To a falcon, the landscape below isn't just mountains, rivers, and fields. It's also layered with invisible road signs pointing north, south, east, and west. Why does this matter for hunting? It helps falcons navigate vast territories, return to the same fertile hunting grounds, and never lose their way. Scientists say this sense allows them to orient with pinpoint precision even in cloudy skies where landmarks are hidden. Now picture this. A peregrine falcon soars thousands of feet above, scanning for prey. Locked onto its target, it dives at over 300 kilometers per hour, 186 miles per hour, the fastest animal on Earth. Guided by both vision and its inner compass, the falcon strikes with surgical accuracy. For prey below, there is no escape from a predator that is never lost. Elephants are famous for their size and power, but one of their most extraordinary abilities is almost invisible. They can feel the earth itself. Beneath their massive feet are sensitive pads packed with nerve endings. These allow elephants to detect seismic vibrations, tiny waves of energy that travel through the ground. Researchers have found that elephants can pick up sounds too low for human ears, called infrasound, and feel them through their feet. A rumble from another elephant can travel for miles, and even distant thunder or approaching footsteps can register like an underground signal. It's a survival tool and a communication system rolled into one. This sense is so sharp that elephants have been observed changing direction before danger is even visible, reacting to vibrations from predators or storms long before humans would notice. Imagine being able to sense a stampede or an earthquake happening in the next city. That's the level of awareness elephants live with every day. For prey animals around them, this ability means elephants are rarely caught off guard. Their deep connection to the earth itself makes them both protectors and survivors. In the wild, nothing moves unnoticed under an elephant's watchful feet. When you put all these senses together, the wild starts to feel like a place of shadows and whispers, where death often comes unseen. Sharks can feel the faint heartbeat of hidden prey. Snakes pierce the dark with heat vision. Bats build entire worlds out of sound. Spiders weave their senses into silk. Falcons read invisible road maps in the sky. And elephants can hear the earth itself speaking through vibrations. For the animals being hunted, this means there is almost never a warning. A stingray buried under the sand, a mouse hiding in the grass, a moth fluttering in the night. None of them realize that their predators are already locked onto them, using powers we can barely comprehend. Unlike us, who rely so heavily on sight and sound, these predators have evolved senses that stretch beyond human imagination. The chilling truth is simple. In nature, death rarely announces itself. There's no drum roll, no shadowy figure looming in plain sight. Instead, predators arrive guided by senses we can't see, hear, or feel. And by the time prey realizes it's in danger, it's already too late. These 6 abilities prove that in the natural world, silence is often the deadliest sound of all. Which of these deadly senses gave you the biggest chills? Tell us in the comments. We'll even post a poll asking which sense you'd want for yourself. For more wild science and animal superpowers, hit subscribe and join the lab. Next week, we flip the script with the 8 real-life monsters that thrive in total darkness. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.